everyone. This is our episode number 2. This is the podcast called Wise and Otherwise. So we are back here again, and we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic.
And what is that?
The topic is about, it has a lot of angles, but the main angle is mental health.
Oh my.
And how is mental health, portrayed in movies and films and in our cultures and different cultures, right? Is it a taboo? Is it not a taboo? Is it changing? So, but it's different, right? When you live here in US versus you live in Pakistan or India or Middle East or somewhere else, everyone looks at it differently.
Exactly.
And their movies and their media represents, portrays it differently as well, right? So that's our topic. I don't know, I mean, that's a very deep and very serious topic, but we know, we always make it fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we do. I mean, it is a taboo. I think you're right. It starts as a taboo. Culturally, it's not maybe so much in the US. Because when I first got here, everybody had I was in high school and everybody had a shrink. And my first reaction was,
oh, yes.
What's going on?
Well, I have a therapy appointment this afternoon, right? Yeah. No, that's a common thing.
Exactly. Exactly.
We were like, oh, really? Like,
what's a therapy?
what's wrong with you?
Yeah, exactly.
The thing is, growing up, when we were living in Pakistan and East versus West, and when we were exposed mostly to Hollywood, and I always thought this thing is all in movies, This is something which is a subject for the movies, mental issue, all this drama. So I thought it's like just a drama, There's nothing like mental issue,
Right.
So we have been raised this way,
Raised that way.
That
If you're sad or something, they say, what's wrong with you? Just go play with the friends.
Exactly.
Yeah?
So we never took it seriously. Anybody who had mental issue was always made fun of, severe. We are talking about severe disorders, So
Even not so severe disorders. I mean, I think in general.
Yeah.
In general, right.
I mean, now that you've said it, I'm thinking about it. It is one of those things where when we as a society don't understand something, we marginalize it, make fun of it, or gloss over it. Right? And I think mental health is one of those things over the years that has evolved. I think maybe the science or technology or the research or whatever has improved. Especially when we're looking back at the 70s and 80s when we were kids, and probably even the 50s and 60s when, before our time, it was kind of misunderstood. I mean, it was what's wrong with you, right? And I can relate that a little bit to sports, right? If you think about it, playing football, American football, concussions.
That's true.
Was not a thing.
Yeah, that's not a
right.
thing. That wasn't a thing.
When we were playing in the mid '80s, you got a hit. Oh, he'll pop out of it, give him some smelling salts, and he'll be okay. There was no concussion protocol, right?
Yeah.
That movie that came out with Will Smith, Concussion, which was about NFL players getting was it CTR, CRT? What is it called?
I don't remember the term.
Yeah. But since then,
Yeah.
so many players have committed suicide, which has been attributed back to this, multiple concussions and stuff like that. And that was a physical damage to the brain, right? But then what we have done over these years as a society with technology, with inputs, with information that we're processing, maybe there is an effect. And I think those are things which are, coming to light. And we're seeing that now. The same things that you used to kind of assume were comical or funny or you took it lightly are now actual issues.
Yeah.
Right? And we are doing therapy. There is counseling. There is, mental health issues. So
You mean outside of US or in US? Yes.
in the U.S. for sure. For sure. But I think whatever happens in the U.S. eventually goes out, right? I mean, as you're saying, it's popular culture.
Exactly. And the thing is that now I am hearing more and more in Pakistan as well. People have that acceptance because of the global world.
The global world. I mean, now everybody's connected. They see it.
Exactly. If nothing else, then some relative is outside abroad. Now they speak about it, and closer ones, siblings and stuff like that. So that communicates to the person living in, let's say, in our countries. So, and people are very open about it now. They are talking about mental issues, mental health, and going to a doctor, a therapist, a shrink, So this is now becoming much more acceptable. And now the thing is that it's not something where we can just ignore it,
Right.
or shy away from it. And going back to our younger days, when we were low and anxious, and there was anxiety, there was hesitation. So I think one thing which helped us was music. It had some kind of therapeutic
It's an outlet.
feel to it. The kind of music we were listening, or you were playing music, so probably you made some music. Some
That was an
lyrics
outlet for us,
which were which had that effect, which
calm you down, yeah.
Yeah, so growing up in the 80s, so nothing else, I was exposed to the British music, so there were lots of songs which I could probably not understand completely, but understand in a way that they are talking about something emotional, which is not to do with love or anything, but it's more to do with mental health or depression or things like that,
See, that's the thing.
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd.
The Wall is all about.
Exactly.
True.
And that's like, if it's not handled in our societies outside, US as well, right? Then it comes out in really weird, in a bad ways, right? So people go and do something bad, or they hurt someone, or like people say, oh, this person is bad. But it's just that whatever problem they had, nobody understood it and took care of it, right? So then a lot of marriages too, right? There's a lot of abuse for husband to the woman, right? To their wife. They're mental issues, in my opinion. You gotta be a weird guy, right, to do that.
True.
And that happens because of there must be something in the brain, right?
Yeah.
Or the brain.
And to be honest, just to be fair, it's men or women.
Other way too.
It goes.
Abuse can be both ways.
Abuse should be both ways. But also, I was just thinking, you mentioned film, and especially in the 70s and 80s, you used to hear a lot about court cases and stuff where he pled guilty with a mental insanity.
Insanity plea, yes.
Right?
Yes.
And they would get off, or they would get a lighter sentence because, they were off the rocker, right? But if you think about it, a lot of that has gone away now, right? The mental insanity defense has kind of gone away. And I don't know exactly why, but now you have a lot more violence in society, right? These mass shootings and stuff like that.
These are all, in my opinion, mental disorders, right?
Okay, hold on.
But they don't.
Now, hold on a second.
Yes.
In the
Now they're going in a different route.
Yeah, but it's a slightly different thing.
But it's related.
It's related, or are you using it as a crutch? Because in the 70s,
True.
you did not have mass shootings.
Yeah.
Right? People still had the same. You did not have mass shootings due to a mental issue or mental instability, but now you're using that.
You're using it to say, well, because the
guy had such a bad childhood, now he's shooting up people.
But or is it the mental problems have gone up because the way society has become,
Perhaps.
perhaps.
Video
games and isolation.
That's
and
what
all
I
that
want to
kind of
say.
stuff.
Awareness is something that we were not aware living in that part of the world, maybe. But the causes are different.
Let me stop here for a second, Waqas. You're right. We were not aware of it.
Yeah.
Right? But the number of statistics of having this kind of violence did not exist. Right? When you have 400 shootings in the first 100 days of this year,
That is amazing.
it's insane.
It's insane.
That's in one country.
It's just one country.
Right?
Yeah.
And by the way, those mass shootings don't happen in other countries.
Yeah, that's a different.
Not the propensity that we have. No, but
That's
again,
very true.
But again,
So are there more mental diseases here? So that, to your point, right?
So does that show?
Yeah.
As you're saying, is there more mental disease here? Is there more of a societal stimulus here? Is there the issues of gun laws is the problem, the issues of legal defense is the problem. What is it? But these are all things which are contributing to something.
Yesterday, in my business, I'm hiring some people. So most of the job applicants who come in, they're like small jobs, like hourly jobs. And most of them have a criminal history,
Oh, really?
And incarceration is something which is, I think, is okay, So probably that also contribute to the mental. I'm trying to figure out things, over here. Is that also a reason? But it's accepted,
Okay, so to answer that or to address that, just this week I saw a graphic.
That's okay.
There are 26 U.S. states that have more prisons than they have universities.
And
I
Texas
saw
is one
that
of the-
as well. And I was I never knew that. I saw that. I was
think
like,
about it.
seriously?
Yeah. Think about that.
Yeah.
You have more prisons than you have
Then
universities. So, and you're populating those those prisons,
Yeah.
right? You're overpopulating those prisons, and you're making those universities more and more expensive, right? So that's a different topic.
Yeah,
altogether,
exactly.
Right? But that is another reflection on society.
Yeah.
Right? So I think there's a lot of stuff that's happening. And just to tie this up, what happened last week? The blue wave, Mamdani, and all these things that happened, in the United States, there are financial strains on people. Your health insurance is going away.
Yeah.
Right? You talk about
People are
mental
suffering,
talk
both
about-
sides. Anything like.
Talk about mental stress on the
That's very-
population.
Oh, gosh,
right?
yes.
Yeah, and it's not whether it's red or blue.
No.
It's not D or R.
everybody is-
It's across the board, and people are looking for solutions, right? So all of those things then go back to the mental strain and health.
I mean, it creates the mental,
Just
exactly.
a quick thing on the
Instability.
prison system. Going towards Dallas, there's a town called Huntsville.
Huntsville.
Yeah, which is known for prison,
prison,
or the correction facility. So I saw a beautiful documentary. There's this famous filmmaker called Richard Linklater, So he was from Huntsville. So there were I think there were 3 documentaries. They were filmmakers revisiting their small towns where they grew up. And he grew up in Huntsville. And man, that documentary, 20 minutes were depressing because everythy over there, life revolves around that correction facility,
correctional
the
facility.
jobs, everything.
wow.
People lined up to meet their loved ones. So I think it's a constant, stress, mental fatigue for the prison workers over there because all related.
Yeah.
Seeing their lives, getting out, seeing the same thing, the businesses running around the town
Yeah.
are related to that particular
related to that,
big
yeah.
correctional facility. Yeah. So mental issues exist everywhere. So West probably they were much better aware than us, but then there is a different debate why it happens, why they are, and as you have pointed
Yeah.
out that there's so many multiple issues.
Well, let me ask a question. You started the discussion. Is there more propensity for mental disease or these kind of events, mental illness, in the United States as compared to other countries? Do we know that?
I don't know the statistics, but I think the depression, anxiety, and those kind of mental disorders, if you're living a good life, you have things in life that you have a comfortable life, right? So you can control it better. You can still have it, obviously, right? Because money doesn't you can have all the money in the world, you can still be depressed. Sure. I mean, that happens all the time, right? Sure. But the probability, this is my opinion, I'm not a doctor. In my opinion, if you are living a good life, you can manage it better. But if you are in a poor country, like a third world country, I think it is exasperated by the fact that you don't have clean water, you don't have the good means of food, water, clean air, whatever, right? So that all kind of makes it worse, in my opinion.
I'm not talking about third world. I'm talking about Europe,
Europe,
Australia. I'm talking about other first world countries.
Yeah.
Do they have?
I wouldn't think so.
You would not think so, right?
No.
I would not think so either.
Yeah.
Right.
But you're saying why the crime and
they certainly don't have the kind of crime that the United States has. They don't have the overcrowded prisons that the United States has. So I'm asking the question.
That's a good question.
Without having the answer, right?
Yeah, because is every crime related to mental illness?
No.
Right.
But mental illness, mental stress, mental disarray contributes to that, right? Meaning, if I'm always stressed and I'm taught as in tight and stressed, well, I'm going to do something. I'm going to be unfriendly with the people that I run into.
Right.
I will be very, antisocial, whatever, right? And then, by giving it a name, by giving it a clinical fancy word,
Right.
do you say, oh, I have this? But is it because of you, or is it because of your environment that you're in? Right? So being an architect and having studied, so there's something called cognitive mapping, right? Cognitive mapping is how psychologically you create an orientation of where you are physically, emotionally, intelligently, so your environment subconsciously affects you, right? I'm asking the question again, that are those economic, social factors contributing to the mental health of the country?
Of the Western world, you mean?
Of the United States.
Of the United States. Okay, gotcha.
I mean, it may be white or not, but you've stirred such a pot.
Yeah.
Because you see, now you go back to certain numbers, right? You talk about the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and how things have developed. We haven't raised the minimum wage since like 1990.
True.
Or whatever, 99, or whatever it was. It's been 25 years.
25 years.
Right? Minimum wage has not raised. People are working 2-3 jobs.
Yeah. To make
You are
ends meet.
expected, but inflation is going up.
Inflation.
Prices of things are going up. So how are these people supposed to survive? How are the millennials that are now coming out, whatever generation we're at right now, how are they supposed to afford a house?
They can't. That's what I said. Like
right?
the young people, they can never own a house.
So the mental
Most
stress
probably.
of that,
Yeah.
carrying now $100,000 worth of college debt, which was probably about $20,000 in the 70s, around $60,000, $70,000 in the 80s and 90s. Now it's past $100,000, but you're still making the same thing that your parents made when they came out of college.
Yeah.
There is a stress in life.
But then that stress, that economical stress of the loan or the debts and everything, I think people can cope with it. They can, get around it. Not around it, but they
How?
no, meaning probably by savings, whatever. I'm not saying, but that cannot be.
By raising your mortgage to
Yeah.
50 years,
Yeah.
right? Is that the solution?
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, but is that the real mental issue, or we are talking about like the real deep down depression and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Will that
But my
cause,
friend, that's exactly what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
will that cause depression?
is being caused.
Yeah.
I think as a society, right? And this is my personal view. Okay, as a society, we are very full of ourselves and an expert in everything that we do. Okay, and whenever there's a problem, you've got to come out to this minuscule pinpoint answer and say, this is the problem, right? But in reality, this is the problem, right?
You try to find that one
address
thing.
it at the macro,
At a macro level.
right? It is not a particular election. It is not a particular policy. It is not a particular issue.
Yeah, yeah.
It is a major thing.
Yeah.
When this is affecting society across the board, you can't say it is this ethnicity or it is this thing or it is this, whatever.
No, it's not. Obviously.
It is definitely, it is not. I think there is a factor of what we said earlier, that there's a better understanding technology-wise, medical, issue-wise. But because it's so prevalent, and it is actually a shift in the way things are happening. We've talked about this before, about generational gaps, about people, parents just don't understand. They don't understand because they never went through the kind of stresses that this generation.
And the kids are going through what
Exactly.
they're going through in the schools. These
Correct.
days,
So now
the
the thing
social
is,
media and all.
When did we ever have a shooting drill in school?
never.
But
Yeah.
now third graders
That's
are going through
something- yeah.
shooting drills
Yeah, that-
in the middle of
Exactly,
school.
and
That messes
we don't know. We never talked about it with our kids that what kind of mental stress they are going through when
I
this
know,
drill is going
getting
on.
married.
Because though this is a drill,
Yep.
but it still can be a real life event too. You know, but
Absolutely.
they back of the mind they know they are going to some kind of war zone every day. You know,
Yeah.
if that's
So I do understand all the socioeconomic and like what's going around in the world around you can create instability of the mind, right? But that's one. But I think there is also mental disease, like it's like an organ. A brain is just like another organ, right? The kidney and liver. So you can have by birth, you can have some kind of imbalance. That's there as well,
Sure,
right?
sure.
So there's that
Yeah.
factor also. But I know we are trying to say that, well, that's there, but what percentage of that's there versus what's created because of your environment?
A young person, I won't give context, I had a conversation with a young person about a week ago, maybe 10 days ago. And we were just sitting there talking, what do young people like and, this or that, whatever. And she made the comment that I don't like to go out in public. So why? I mean, people are social humans, you want to go in social. So, no, I don't want to go out in public. What if there's a public shooting?
Wow,
And this is a
Wow.
young 20-year-old something,
that is
right?
sad.
And you and I would never think of
I
that.
would never thought of that.
Go to the mall and hang out. Go to the movie theater and hang out. But this person is saying that I don't want to go out. Now, again, that might be a one-person thing.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's the, I'm not laughing at her, but this is like not common.
But the point of it is,
yeah.
But listen, the point of that is really that when you are going through shooting drills in elementary school,
probably. Yeah,
Right?
You develop
that's
red
there.
muscle.
right?
Yeah.
fear.
Sandy Hook, those kids are now 25 or 30 years old,
Yeah.
right? They're equivalent. So this is the demographics we're talking about, and this is a back of the mind issue, right? In our day, when I was flying between Saudi Arabia and the U.S. and going to school and all that, it was getting hijacked, right? Because that was a thing to do in the 80s.
Right.
The planes were getting hijacked.
Entertainment.
No, but it was a reality, right? So it is those kind of things, and it is you are a product of your environment. What you grew up in does affect you.
Yeah, it does affect you.
Right?
But
I mean, the heart diseases and the cholesterol and all these other, they're
Exactly.
stress driven, right?
Exactly.
driven.
And now the thing is, because we're trying to bring in the newer generation into the conversation as well and try to understand them as well. So this is again because we have kids who are going through that phase, where they are in their professional lives, and they think that they are probably will never get debt free. Student loans, whatever they are earning is just still they're professional, but they have they feel like this like paycheck to paycheck.
Paycheck to paycheck, yeah.
But as parents, we just kind of like encourage, man, this is just a phase. It will go. You'll grow professionally and everything. Huh? But is that the right way, or there has to be some other way, or shall we tell them to go to therapy?
Frankly, I'm telling my kids to leave the country because I don't think it is sustainable.
Don't tell. My son was saying, man, what are you saying? This is the best country you're in.
You see, look, the thing is, and again, just look at what's going on around us, right? The solution to the affordability issue, and that's the buzzword this last couple of weeks, right? Is to raise your mortgage to 50 years.
They're talking about it?
Yes.
Okay.
The president is talking about raising it from 30 years to a 50-year mortgage.
So your loan payment goes down.
So on a typical house,
Interest goes up.
Interest goes up. Yeah.
so on a typical house, your mortgage will go down $300.
Yeah.
But your interest payment
double.
will go from $400,000 to over $1 million.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
So it's insane. They will never get out of debt.
But different thing. But there was a time then there was 40 years mortgage, huh?
There was a partial kind of a thing that there
was a part.
But now they're saying across the board, go to a 50-year mortgage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? The concept was you build a house. The building code is got a 30-year lifespan on a house because your mortgage is 30 years, right? You buy it when you're 20 something. you retire at 50, 60 something, your house is paid off and you've got some equity.
You actually own something.
Now, if you buy it at a 20 something, if you can afford it,
Yeah.
you're going to pay it off when you are 70.
If you live that long,
Not only if you live that long, if you have income that long,
the income that
I
long.
think they have not.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
right?
I think people
So
will live
what
long.
the hell are we talking about?
Yeah, I don't know.
And if this is the solution that your government is coming up with, then you really have to reconsider life in this country. I mean, this is a fundamental
Yeah.
thing. This, this Mamdani win, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party have really got to go back and look at their souls and understand what the hell are we doing in this country, right? And again, as I said, these things that we're talking about, the health issues, or not having health insurance next year, people's
That is a good point. Like mental diseases and going to a therapist, or that's a luxury.
But then
you don't even have money to
Yeah,
go to like
but-
regular doctor, right?
Yeah, but most insurance don't cover.
They don't cover, they don't cover therapy.
That again, that's something we're talking about. We are so aware in the West, but most insurances don't cover it.
That's a great point. Yes, they don't.
So pros and cons, huh? Yeah.
And you leave it unchecked, then you can do bad things, right?
Exactly.
This is literally a conversation that can go on for a very, very long time.
We are going through a
we
lot of
started today?
angles. We just started small, we are going like global now.
And I think we just talk otherwise, no wise talk over here, because this is a subject which is not I cannot talk about it. I'm not an expert.
This is what I call the holy shit topic.
Exactly.
So there's an interesting point you made about like kids, where should they go, right? So I was talking to a very prominent guy, like not from here, but it was like his son was there. So I was like, hey, oh yeah, he's doing A levels, right? A levels you do like
High school.
British system,
British
right?
high school, yeah.
So after A level, you're gonna come. Where you gonna go to university? You're gonna try Northeast, blah. His father, no, he's not coming here. It's like, what do you mean? Oh, well, he's going to China. I like, really? Yeah, that's where the action is.
And education is free.
Yeah.
It's free.
I was like, okay, this is. I didn't even think. I mean, we always think like, hey, you want to go to school, you come to US, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know, but it was a different
Their
perspective.
perspective, yeah.
Yeah.
I know a number of people. Their kids are going to school in China. The education is in English, and it's free.
Is it?
Yeah. The living costs or whatever are nominal. And so I know a lot of people that are going to medical school in China.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Interesting.
exactly. Very interesting. Something that you would not have thought of. But now because of the affordability issue and the admissions issue and all this other stuff that's going on, it's becoming a reality, right? And I'm not saying it's happening like pervasively, but there are a few kids that are doing that.
Right.
Right. Back in the day, you used to send them to Dominican or Mexico or Russia. I've had people.
But what he's talking about is probably the guy doesn't live in the US, so he'll probably look Asia.
Maybe Asia side of it.
But here you're talking about they'll come back and go into the workforce.
Potentially.
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 Yeah. But again, because this is such a wide topic,
I don't know, what do we start here?
Let's see. I learned a lot, man, for past few years, and yet this is something how we don't make fun of people, don't hurt their feelings, what they're thinking about.
Yes.
You said about husband-wife relationship. Don't be toxic. Don't just make those sarcastic remarks all the time. And you're right that it's just not male or female, both ways, you know. And time and again, you do that, not out of just making fun of people, but sometimes it becomes very sarcastic.
Yeah.
And physical appearance, so many things. There's so many things.
Right.
Growing up, I know the people who were like little shy introverts. So you wanted them to be more extroverts. So changing personalities. That also affect. So later on the years, if you just try to change the personality and then you kind of change into that different person, somewhere sometime it will haunt you, you know, or
And another
disturb
thing
you.
also, you said all the things we have learned, like we all immigrants, right, coming from a different culture, adjusting here, was being intrusive. Like there's like not get too engaged in someone else's life. Like worry about yourself first, take care of yourself, then worry about others and talking about others. And that's also like a cultural shift. And
Exactly.
people have to go to, like, because it's a joint family society like in Pakistan or other countries, like you're into everybody's business.
Exactly.
Like here is more like, okay, I'm gonna do my thing. It's more individualistic, but then sometimes it's better. Like mentally, you're not codependent on someone else, right? You have your own thought process.
You brought up a very interesting point. Growing up, when we were kids, there was this adage that you did in school. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt
Words
me.
will never hurt me.
But now words actually hurt.
That's very true.
Words hurt.
They hurt worse than.
But the extreme of that,
Yeah.
the other side of that, is then being called a snowflake. Because your words hurt you so much
True.
that you can't take anything.
Yes.
And you're so sensitive to everything. So it's
Yeah.
kind of a balance thing, right?
Yeah.
So at what point do you kind of equilibriumize that?
Yeah.
Or you know, at what point do they not hurt at all? And then at what point do they hurt too much?
That's very true, because even in like cultures and movies and like film, filmmaking, we talked about it last time. In that the man is portrayed as like, if he has emotions, then it's a weakling.
Yeah.
It's a sissy. Right?
It was.
Was. But that's shifting,
Yeah.
right?
Rambo would never cry.
Rambo would never cry.
You see more and more men crying and
Yes.
Boys crying. So this is acceptable, well, which is good, I think. So now they can
Showing their emotions.
Yeah, emotions. Yeah, their tears are you don't have to just wipe them, or just hide your face when you're feeling that emotion. Yeah.
Well, I felt the emotion in Rocky. Adrian!
I didn't understand a single word he was saying.
That was emotion. That was his emotion.
So yeah, you're right. So
Yeah, that scene was, oh my God, nobody can forget that.
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. Words, man. One that you spit out something.
What is gone is gone. Can't take it back.
It cuts through.
Yeah.
It's you can't take it
you
back.
can't take it
Yeah,
back. It's
punch maybe you can heal it. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
But that
Yeah,
remains.
that impacts.
Yeah.
I mean,
so so we should be very cautious what we.
I mean, they say then people will forget everything you did to them, but they will not forget how you made them feel.
So I think the Passion Mode, one of the
Yeah.
groups of followers, they in one of their songs they say that words are very unnecessary. They can only do much harm. You know.
Yeah.
So that's
true.
That's right. And I think he was talking about in that song about mental issue things. You know, issues related to mind. You know. Yeah. So what we can do is be less hurtful.
Be less hurtful.
And be more.
Oh, shut up.
Be more sensitive. Why don't you be more sensitive?
Like you were while I was trying to frame the camera, so you were getting really agitated. I didn't like that. Yeah. And he was like, messing up with the sound.
Trying the audio,
and I
fixing
can
that.
see your frustration over there.
Like, what this
and
guy
some
doing?
words came out. But I think I hope we said something which made sense. At least we had those observations which
We
other
brought
people
up
have
the
it.
topics. I think we brought a couple of things to the table.
Yeah.
At least make you think about it. Food for thought. Honestly, it was a food for thought for us. I mean, this was kind of good that we came in not knowing what we were going to talk about, and this thing just kind of rolled. And you may have kind of heard our rambling through the process, but this is one of those kind of coffee table discussions that just a bunch of friends have.
Yeah.
Rolls from here to there.
Comes from the.
But I think I think we raised a couple of interesting thoughts.
And we want to keep it. The format of the show is like this. You know, we want to keep it
We don't-
very
it's not
relaxed,
prepared.
and we are not
We don't
prepared
wanna-
because if we come prepared, then
It's not
then
real.
it'll be,
In the news today,
exactly. As we said, that
Yeah.
later on, and going further into more episodes, we'll be bringing
Yeah.
experts,
Right.
and
Talk about
hopefully not like very expert, you know.
Not too
that make us look bad.
Exactly.
So, all right, guys. So this was our podcast today, and I had a lot of fun. I learned a lot today, and we want your comments. I mean, we are not experts. We just like talk based on our experiences, but we want to hear from you as to what your thoughts are.
And we know that there are wiser people out there, and we for sure we are the wise. So we need your wise comments, your wise feedback, and do like our show, subscribe it, and you share your comments, please.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.